Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and let's take a look at game Tycoon 1.5, aka the worst Tycoon game I've ever played. Is this really a Tycoon game? I guess it kind of is because you're kind of running your own company and such, but seriously, this is the worst Tycoon game I've played yet. I know that there's probably worse out there, and I just haven't played them yet, but so far this takes the cake. So the first thing you might be noticing is that I am recording this and uploading this at a very, very low resolution. Why is this? Well, let's take a look at the options. Oh wait, these are the only options you get. Music volume and sound volume. In fact, I'm going to turn the music off entirely, which does nothing as far as I'm concerned. So the first thing to agree with is this main menu and this awful song, if you want to call it a song. I don't know. So what is Game Tycoon 1.5? Well, Game Tycoon 1.5 is a tycoon game in which you play as a CEO of a game development company. You get publishing contracts to help fund the games that you want to develop with your company, and you just work your way up from there. Sounds great on concept, sounds really great, but seriously, game dev kind of tycoon, which is completely different from Game Tycoon 1.5. Where's the goddamn 1.5 on this? Where's the 1.5? I just see Game Tycoon, not Game Tycoon 1.5. Yes, hello channel, how are you doing? Playing Arma 3 there. So, I don't really know what there is to say that's good about this game. Like, I guess you could say the art's good, except, you know, it's not. Alright, let's go with it. So you have two modes, campaign and endless. Campaign is just a random set of scenario missions, and endless is just endless. Now, first thing I want to tell you is that you have three character choices. Hank Hill with facial hair, Shawnee, and Albert Wesker. We're gonna go with Albert Wesker and just call the company Umbrella. And we're going to make the logo. If I could scroll through the logos. Oh yeah, put the logo of your own company as a logo. Yeah, that's a great thing. That's a great idea. So you can't really just make a loop of these logos, and as far as I can tell, you cannot put in your own logos. Now I know the first thing people are going to tell me, but wait, can't you just edit the INI file or just put in your logos through a separate folder? No, you cannot, because let me tell you something, the install folder is an utter mess. It is completely disorganized. There are no folders to speak of. It is just a million files set in one root folder. It is the most disorganized game that I've had to look through. I've used Control F to try and look for a config file. I used Control F and typed in config, con, ini, and all the inis, well, they're not even configuration related. They're just game code. So there's no options to speak of except for those two volume sliders. And thank God the music actually finally stopped. So anyways, let's just go with that, and our logo's going to be a butterfly because why not? So at the start you get this tutorial, which by the way, the tutorial is absolutely horrendous. Don't even bother doing it because it doesn't even tell you things correctly. But for the sake of it, I'm going to show you the tutorial.
Aha! So you want to be the new Game Tycoon. Okay, let's start. On the left side down there, you can see your company logo. On the right next to it, you can see the actual time and date. On top of that, you can find your account balance. Underneath the time and date icon, you can see a green bar. With this, you control your game speed. The big box is your inventory. Here you can file for example games and licenses. On the right is your PDA. It will show you any information during the game. In this instance, the PDA pops up from the menu. You can click on the PDA and it will disappear. We will now create, step by step, an easy game and promote it to the market. First you need money from the bank. On the left-hand side of the screen is your bank. Take a credit of $100,000.
Alright, so you hear that
Welcome to
voice?
our bank. How can I help you?
So yeah, that
I would like to apply for a loan.
voice,
No problem.
this voice acting,
Please
I
tell me
hope
what
you
type
enjoy
of
it
loan you
because
would
you're
like
going to
and
be
the repayment
constantly
term.
pestered with it. I used a tutorial.
First, you need
at
money
least.
from the bank. On the left-hand side of the screen is your bank. Take a credit of
Yes, I'm
$100,000.
doing that right now. Shut
Go
up.
to your office on the right, next to the bank.
Alright, so now, note how he says office. How do we know this is our office already? I see Beat Games logo on this. I don't see
Click
my
on the
logo.
PC and create a concept for an engine. Give a name to the engine.
Alright, create
and choose the necessary
engine,
features.
name of
At the
engine,
end, print out the
T
concept and move it
virus,
to your filing cabinet.
Y,
Click the right
am
mouse button
I
and you leave the office.
playing this. There. So for the art, we're gonna have text on screen, sprite technology, scrolling, sound. We're gonna have sound and music. Controls. We're gonna have the keyboard and joystick. Multiplayer. We're gonna have one-on-one split screen. And actions. We're gonna have a save function. We are advanced as fuck for
Click on the PC
1982.
and create a concept for an engine.
So now
Give
we're
a
gonna
name to the
print it out,
and choose the
stick it in our
necessary
inventory.
At the end,
So
print
our
out the concept and move it to
topicality
your filing
is
cabinet.
6 stars.
right
Is
mouse
the
button
most
and you
amazing
leave the office.
piece of work that I have created. Quality is abysmal though. So now
You
that we've
haven't
done that,
hired a developer yet. Click 3 times on the right button and go
now,
to the
hold
university.
on a second. Shut up for a moment. Notice how he said click 3 times. Heard how he said click 3 times? Notice how many times it takes for me to click out and be able to select the university. Once. It only takes
You
me
haven't
one
hired
click.
a developer yet.
Shut
Click 3
up
times
already.
on the right button and go to the university.
Yeah, he does
Here you go
not
to the
shut
right
up.
and click at the blackboard with job offers.
Alright,
Choose
now,
a lower paid programmer.
the thing about this is that you don't want a lower paid program because if you get a lower paid programmer, you're not going to be able to make a good game. You are not going to be able to make a game good enough that your project, not your project,
Choose a lower
that your
paid programmer.
contract with the publisher will not be able to be fulfilled. Because the first time I played through this, I hired the cheapest programs I could find, and that was a terrible idea. I'm gonna hire this guy because he's fairly quick,
Choose a lower paid
cheap.
programmer.
and there you go. So I'm gonna go back to the office, go in here, and start working on the game. I don't even need a tutorial, but I just want you people to understand how frustrating this tutorial can be. And oh, yeah,
Choose
that's
a
lovely.
lower
Have the
paid
picture
program.
of your CEO as the dartboard target. Yeah, that's real nice. Right. Alright. Wait, what? What? Could have I just hired it, though.
Choose a lower paid programmer.
I did! Yeah, he was gone! He's just flat out gone! I clicked on this asshole and I don't even know anymore. Alright. Fine,
Choose
let's,
a lower paid programmer.
That's why I picked a composer. For fuck's sake. Alright, programmer. Let's go with, I don't know, fucking this asshole here.
Through
He
the
may be
menu,
slow
go
as
back
fuck,
to the
but
development
goddamn.
office.
You know what, let's
Click on the project
hire an
board.
artist while we're here. We're gonna hire a fairly high rate artist. Now let's get back to the office and go into this office. Now, he doesn't tell you which office you have to go to. You have 2 offices technically, this one and the other one with your PC.
Through the menu, go back to the development office. Click on the project board. Choose on the top left side your project, in this case the engine, and insert on the right the developer to the project. Start it from down there. Now you can speed up the time a bit.
Alright, now, the thing is that he doesn't tell you how to speed up the time. It does not tell you what the controls are for this game. All it tells you is click. That's all it tells you, click. Now, it doesn't tell you how you speed up the time. How I sped up the time is that I just pressed 4 on my keyboard. It doesn't tell you this anywhere. I literally pressed every single button. I even pressed escape, and for the love of God, do not press escape.
Now
If you press
you can
escape,
speed
you
up
will
the
go
time
back
a bit.
all the way to the main menu, and you will just lose all your progress, because I tried just going back in, and you know what, the game just decided, nope, we're just gonna reload and go back to the main menu and all this mumbo-jumbo shit, and, you know, I don't even know anymore. But this guy, while this is going on, he's just going to constantly say, now you can speed up the time a bit. I'm speeding up the time right now. Now you can speed up the time a bit.
Now you can speed up the time a bit.
Well, you shut the... I really want to murder him right now. I really want to... I want to gouge his eye out. Can I please just gouge out his eye? So, problems. The tutorial does not tell you the controls. The controls aren't listed anywhere in this game.
You can speed up the time a bit.
Shut up. You're speeding. The speeding circuit costs $230. Why the fuck? RAM events should not be like... You shouldn't make a RAM event while I'm sitting inside the office. How am I speeding if I'm inside the office for all of these months? But you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Whatever. I'm not gonna question it.
Now you can speed up the time a bit.
Do you see how I'm getting frustrated with this ass hat?
The engine is finished now, and you can establish the concept for the game. File the engine in your inventory. Have a look at the license broker. Which publisher offers a better deal for you? And you can develop the game. Let's go quick to the media park. And from there, to the broker.
Now, the thing is that you don't want to accept a license... That you don't want to accept a publishing contract, not license. I keep wanting to say licensing. I don't know why. You don't want to accept a license...
Go with the mouse over the
You don't
folders
want
in the
to
right
accept
filing
a
and check out different contracts.
Universal Comp game.
Choose one.
Top County quality price. Yeah, mine is also pretty damn good. So, anyways, it's basically like, oh, the penalty is 30,000, minimum rating 0%. So you can make the worst fucking game in the world, and it won't even matter.
And design the concept for the game.
All right, so now I gotta go back to my office, my personal office. Engine.
Give the game a title and choose 2 more features.
We're gonna
Afterwards, print the concept out again and go to the development office.
Okay, should we choose Lara Croft or Lara Croft? I think we're gonna go with Lara Croft. Alright, title of the game. Don't buy this.
Give the game a title and choose 2 more features.
Licenses.
Afterwards, print the concept
You spell
out
licenses
again
wrong.
and go to the development office.
Next. Platforms, PC, console, arcade, languages, English. And why not Japanese, German?
Give the game a title and choose 2 more features.
Alright.
Afterwards, print the concept out again and go to the development office.
Next, print it out. There you go. Now, take my engine back out. And here, go into 3 heads. What does it need to be done? Release date by...
Back here again at the project board, plan the game concept.
In 2 months,
You'll find
basically.
job offers from designers and composers at the university.
So now I need to
insert the
add
developer
this guy,
and start on the project.
add this guy, and add this guy. Start it. Speed up the time. I said speed up the time. I pressed 5 on accident. In hopes that it would just speed up the time tremendously, but that's not how it works. Alright, so the game needs to be done by August? Wait, no. 7, 8, 9, December, November, October. December, November, October, August. I don't fucking know. Let's just go with August. Why not? Doesn't matter. I am failing with my months and stuff. So you're just going to give me an empty message. Why? Alright, so my composer's out of work for now because, you know, he's done with this shit. But nobody else is done with their shit, so, you know, why the fuck not? Alright, so, we failed to make the deadline because my workers are very, very slow. But, you know, it doesn't matter because it's only a penalty of $30,000. Don't download too many MP3s, that's not good. Why do you give me this? I can understand you want to be comical at times, but seriously, give me some useful information. That speeding ticket thing was just a bunch of bull. The whole snow day, okay, yeah, that's kind of useful information. If you have a negative account balance, oh yeah, because you have to pay your workers all the time. GameStop released a new game, good for them. We're gonna release the best fucking game ever. It's gonna be called Don't Buy This, and people are gonna buy it like it was Call of Duty. Can you tell
Now,
that I'm
go to the
not a
printing
fan of
company.
this already?
It's in the media part. There, click on the top at the packaging table.
Media Park, warehouse. Come on, get over to the warehouse. Rating approximately 61%.
Now, go to the printing company.
Why did you just
It's
stop
in
there?
the media
Yeah.
part. There,
Alright.
click on the top at the packaging table.
So, we need this. And give it a manual because people need to know how to read this. In fact, give it a colorful. Yeah, give it a colorful. In fact, give it all this shit. Oh yeah, can't give it a poster or t-shirt there. Let's make it red.
Go to the CD menu.
Put it there.
Start production.
Stick it here. Quantity. Let's make 5,000 copies of this thing. Sell price 7,000. No problem.
You'll see the finished game in the warehouse.
Alright, now we just gotta wait 5 days. Now it's right here.
And you'll see a table with publishing.
Oh yeah. Okay. I just press escape. No, don't do that. Okay, at least escape didn't really bug out on me this time. Whew. So it's kind of random on how escape works.
Click at the
Alright, so
warehouse,
where is it?
and you'll see a table with
83%,
publishing deals that you
17%.
can apply to the products.
Oh yeah,
It's a
here we
pleasure
go.
to do business with you.
Pleasure to do business with you. Yeah, that publisher guy, he is the exact definition of EA. The very first time I took a publishing contract with him, he just did this evil ass little laugh. He was just like,
Click at the warehouse,
it's
and you'll
like,
see a
oh,
table
you're in
with
for it now.
publishing
We're gonna
deals that
screw
you
the
can
preach
apply
with
to the
you.
products.
Alright. Go ahead and stick this here. Sell for 40 bucks.
See how the publisher rips the
Game is now in the shop.
and click at the kiosk.
Sorry, what did you say? What were you saying? Did you mean roll in the money? I said roll in the money. Not rolling in the money.
To see how the publisher rates the game, go to the university and click at the kiosk.
Click at the kiosk, eh?
Join
Alright.
the game magazine
What can I do
and
for
read
you?
through it. There
That's
are even
$4,
magazines
please.
for market research.
Bro, don't buy this.
Congratulations! You just created your first game. I wouldn't have thought that of you. There are many more options, but I'm sure you'll discover it by yourself.
Mission completed. Hooray. Alright. So I finally completed the damn tutorial. So that's just an example of the scenarios in this game. So, essentially, you can pretty much see what Game Tycoon 1.5 is really all about. There's not much development involved. There's not much Tycoon in it. There's... The thing that makes a Game Tycoon... The thing that... Alright. Let's try this again. Hopefully the recording did just break. If it did, I'm just going to upload what I have right now, and I'm just going to reiterate what I said, and I'm just going to put previous thing on here. Because, yeah, it just resets everything. That's not good. Okay, really? Is it... You goddamn ass at. Alright, so, there are a shit ton of problems with this game. One, it keeps resetting the goddamn sliders. I do not want to hear this song over and over again. In fact, I just don't want to hear this song at all. But I had to keep hearing it because it keeps resetting the sliders. Now, what is wrong with this game? This game gives you very little information on what the hell is going on. The tutorial is absolutely horrendous. The bars tell me nothing. It doesn't tell you what day it's gonna be done. It doesn't tell you... Yeah, it doesn't tell you what the date is. It's just going to give you an approximate. You don't give approximates. You have to give exact, detailed information. The people you hire, alright, you got Starbase, and it gives you, like, if they're just independent or fixed employment. So you need to constantly give them a paycheck or such and such. But overall, this game is not very good as a Tycoon game. It is not good at all as a Tycoon game. It gives you very, very little information. For example, most of the information it gives you is absolutely useless. That review there, it didn't really tell me shit. It only told me like, hey, this game is either really shit or really poor. I can't control it. I can't do shit about it. I'm not playing Game Dev Tycoon where The funny thing is that what Game Dev Tycoon was missing was the reviews didn't really specify what was wrong with the game. In this game, the reviews specify what is wrong with the game. So it's kind of a switcheroo here. Game Tycoon 1.5 has what Game Dev Tycoon is missing, which is information basing like if your decisions on developing the game were good. But what Game Tycoon 1.5 doesn't have is, game. It doesn't have much game in it. I mean, what are you doing, honestly? You're building up your company. Yes, it's a tycoon game. You are just getting a loan from a bank and starting up your own game company, and you are just doing all this stuff, and, that's pretty much all there is to it. That's all there is to Game Tycoon 1.5. You're building up your company like any old tycoon game, but it's not engaging. You don't feel like you don't feel like a tycoon. You feel like you're just some, I don't know, delivery boy or something, because you're just constantly going from one place to another, doing this and that. No. What a tycoon does is they send other people to do their stuff, and what a tycoon does is that they receive all the information they need. Now, there is some information in Game Tycoon 1.5 that the tutorial does not even tell you about. It tells you what your income is. It pretty much gives you your stock information, basically. That's pretty much the most important piece of information that the game gives you, but it doesn't tell you about it in the tutorial. The tutorial tells you absolutely jack shit. It doesn't tell you what the controls are. In fact, there are no rebuyable keys. There are no adjustable controls except for the sliders. And even then, the sliders aren't even that adjustable because they reset themselves anyway in the goddamn first place. In short, should you buy Game Tycoon 1.5? No. Go for Game Dev Tycoon instead. It's much more engaging because you are still that game company, except you are actually participating in the development process. The fun in Game Tycoon type games is being able to develop games of your dreams. The whole fun behind being a tycoon for game design is being part of that process and being able to determine, okay, this is how I want my game to be like, this is how I want it to be. In this, the most you do is make the engine concept. The most you do is make the engine concept. You don't make the engine, all you're doing is making the concepts. That's all you're doing. You're a concept artist. You are no developer. While in Game Dev Tycoon, you have all of that in your hands. You're researching all the different types of stuff you can do. You're researching the topics. You're researching the new types of peripherals. In fact, Game Dev Tycoon is kind of an endless mode right from the get-go, instead of all these scenarios and stuff. I mean, sure, Game Tycoon 1.5 has an endless mode in which you can just keep going on forever, but what Game Dev Tycoon has for it is that it pretty much stops when it hits the new generation of consoles, because that's where we are today. It doesn't try to keep going more and more forward, because how much more can you actually do with it? So Game Dev Tycoon is more of a how great can you make your company before we get to the present day, while Game Tycoon 1.5 is just keep growing and growing and growing, kind of like Zoo Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon, all those other Tycoon games. But the difference between the two is that Game Tycoon 1.5 isn't fun. You're basically a stock market person, while in Game Dev Tycoon, you are the designer. My opinion on Game Tycoon 1.5 is that it was basically designed to be a cash-in on the fact that there are no good Game Tycoon games out there. I keep praising Game Dev Tycoon for being better than Game Tycoon 1.5, but that's really not saying much. Game Dev Tycoon still has its slew of problems, and it's still not great. It's very I enjoy it personally, but it still has its slew of problems. But this is just horrible. I could see some people getting into it if they, like stock markets or like to play as Albert Wesker or Hank Hill with facial hair or Sean D, but that's about it. That is really about it. So yeah, I'm sorry if the recording broke in the very beginning. I'm sorry, but I just can't play this game anymore. As soon as I press this stop record button, that's just it. I'm going to uninstall this game from my computer, and that's the end of that. Anything else I should say about the game that, just in case the recording did break? The tutorial tells you jack shit. It even lies to you at times. It tells you that click 3 times to reach the overworld and to go to university, when in reality, when you actually get outside, you just need to right click once. Hello, no, I'm not up for a call right now. I'm currently in the middle of recording. This is why I should disable Steam chat right now. But, whatever. Anyways, avoid this game. Don't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole unless you like stock market type games. Or just games where you play as the delivery boy instead of the actual designer. I've been this without a name. And this is Game Tycoon. For this one, I'm going to refer to myself as Tycoon. Because I don't have any other ideas for this. Goodbye. Have a nice day. I'll see you next time.